A missional church, for example, is characterized by a great deal of respect for people who don't believe. In other words, a missional church understands what it's like not to believe. And that permeates everything, every meeting. We understand what it's like not to believe. We understand the problems people have with the church. We understand the problems people have with the way life goes. We understand people who wonder about suffering. They wonder about hypocrisy in the church. They wonder about injustice. So because we understand that, the way the preaching goes, the way conversations happen in small groups, non-Christians can be there and not be offended by all the cracks about non-Christians, or not offended by statements about homosexuality, statements about other religions. They're not offended, and secondly, they're not totally confused. Because instead of just using evangelical subcultural jargon, we're always, in all of our conversations, everything from the education to the worship service to the preaching, we're always connecting the gospel to baseline cultural narratives, problems, hopes, aspirations. When non-Christians come in, they see that we inhabit the same world. We read the same magazines. We're struggling with the same issues in the neighborhood. They see that we're really being Christians in the same world that they live. And that has to, there's an awful lot of evangelical churches where a non-Christian comes in, they can't understand the jargon. They see an enormous us-them mentality. You know, there's us good people and there's you bad people. All of the things that are obsessing the Christians that they talk about are not the issues in the neighborhood. They're not the issues in the Christians are not concerned about the common good. They're really just concerned about their tribe. So when a non-Christian comes in and they hear all this talk, they're confused or offended and they're out. That's not a missional church. See, that's very different than just an evangelistic approach. Or let me put it one more way. One of our church planters from here who was trained here started a church in Berlin. Just got started. It's doing quite well. Downtown Berlin, young, secular people, almost all new Christians, single people, right in the heart of Berlin. And he came back and gave us a little a video of a girl, a young woman who'd become a Christian. And he translated, it was in German. But what struck me was she told the story of how she became a Christian. She got to know Christian, which is the name of the pastor. And he talked to her about Christianity and gave her a book. And as she read the book, she came back and she said, "You can't be a Christian. You're just like me. You've read the same things. You're concerned about the city. You're concerned about all. You're just like, you can't be a Christian. You're just like me. Christians aren't like me." And then she said, "But then I realized you are a Christian and you're just like me. So maybe I could be a Christian." Now, in other words, she saw that he had similar sensibilities. He was truly German. He was young. He was hip, actually. But he was also concerned about the same problems she was in the world, and he was addressing them with Christian resources. And I think an awful lot of non-Christians listen to Christians talking about the problems of the world, and they're a whole different set of problems. They don't hear Christians concerned about the same problems they're concerned with. When non-Christians see Christians addressing the common good and the problems that we all face as co-citizens in the world, using Christian resources, therefore maybe the people won't agree with us, but at least they see that we have the same heart. Then they can identify. They say, well, maybe I could be a Christian too. But honestly, I think most non-Christians, when they see what Christians are obsessed with, they can't even begin to relate to them.